You know, um, let's talk about this Confederate flag. Do you even know what the Confederacy is or was? You know, if you don't know your history, you be the author of destroying your own history because of ignorance. What are you talking about, you old school? I'm talking about this judge, black judge in Mississippi, who had the Confederate flag removed from his office or the courtroom. I'm talking about this black woman back a few years climbed this pole and took down this flag of the symbol of the Confederacy. You think white folks did everything? You think they run everything? You have no idea who you are, the power you have for good and for evil. What do con mean? Con mean against something. So if the colonists were here and you fighting against the colonists, you're a Confederate. You're against the Federation of the United States because you know it's a corporation that is set to destruction and control you. So you're against that. The Confederation is big government. So study your history, and I don't mean the Eurocentric history that you was taught. That's that is that's not history. That's reconstructed history. That's the history that cause you to go and remove your own flag. It's really no laughing matter. Remove your own flag out of the office because you think white folks did it. Because you was taught the Confederates was white folks. Ignorance to the highest degree. But don't believe me. What do I know? Telling you the civil rights era was a con game. Telling you the Civil War was reconstructed lies on lies. Do your own research. If you can find the history of what really happened, you got to dig. They're not going to tell you because the victors of the war, they always has their version of it, and they hide the truth because if their versions say they lost, they're going to rewrite everything to say they won. You know who the black nobility is and what they really are about, and how they manufacture this war against black against white to keep you controlled. So they're the real culprits, not white folks. They're just puppets to keep you controlled, indigenous people. They're operating from the black nobility. And I've seen the hand of the black nobility in my lifetime. Because when I was growing up, we had we had titles of nobility. Still, we had titles of nobility. Sir, ma'am. Yes, we was addressed by these titles of nobility. But the black nobility say no. Call them guys. Call them guys. Take away that nobility from them. Call them by their first names. This is what he did. Don't blame it on white folks. This is the black nobility instructions to the puppets. So that's why they call us by our first names, because that's your given name. They want to say that's your Christian name. But you from a family. That's what they want. They, who in the heck are they, all right? There's the secret. That's the secret that they operate under. The hidden hand. The black nobility, if you want to get down to it. Yeah, they look like black people. Some of them have whitewashed themselves out and hid themselves in whiteface. They operate in the interests of everyone. They have operating interests of the black nobility, who have erased your history. And you think the flag belongs to white folks. So you have it taken out your office. You take a knee in the Star Spangled Banner because you don't know what it's all about. You really don't. These people are co-opted because they only know one history, the one they've been taught. So do your research. When I say research, you got to start with John Clark. You got to start with people who came here to teach you because you didn't know the knowledge of yourself. Go study the teaching of Marcus Garvey, then Noble Drew Ali. Then you know what the purpose of Elijah Muhammad was and why he came. A lot of things he taught was going against what the messenger taught. What Elijah Muhammad taught went against what the prophet taught. But don't believe me, go do your own research. I'm not here to teach you, I'm just here to get you to do the research. Some brothers say make you think. Can't nobody make you think. If you're not thinking now, you're dead. You're always thinking. You want to know how to think right. And that comes from study. There's no other way to think right other than study. And that study is not taught to you. That is study is hidden from you. So look at John Henry Clark. Start there. Start with John Henry Clark. And then follow the other ones. And remember, you got to fight, stand up for what's right with all your might. The enemy is ignorance, lives in you. If you're not fighting with all your might, you take your own self out because of ignorance. All right, that's it this Friday. Peace.